Alright, we're going to keep the show moving right along, because who's ever been to a comedy show that ends on time? We're going to try tonight, though, are we? Alright, guys, I want you to put your hands together for our next comic, Victor Wishna!
Wow, thank you very much. It is an honor to be part of this amateur Jewish comedian contest. But I feel like I need to make a quick disclaimer about my amateur status, because the truth is, in the past, I have accepted money for being Jewish. My bar mitzvah, in particular, was a pretty good paying gig, if I can be honest. But in my defense, a lot of that compensation was in savings bonds, so I still haven't seen most of that money. Anyway, what can I tell you about myself? I am an only child. My entire life, people have always said the same thing, which is, oh, you don't seem like an only child. What they mean is, oh, you don't seem like a self-centered jackass who never have social skills to learn to share because he never had to compete with siblings for attention. And I have never quite worked out the diplomatic response to that. Thank you. You don't seem like the result of an unwanted pregnancy. Let's see, what else? I got married this year, so I'm not an only. Thank you. I wasn't looking for the topics. I really get no credit for that. But and actually, my wife was thrilled when she found out I was an amateur comedian, because isn't that what any woman wants? A man with a sense of humor who can perform for 5 to 6 minutes at a time. We're going on a delayed honeymoon later this year. We're going to Vietnam, which is supposed to be amazing. In fact, I was reading the memoirs of an American soldier who, even while he was there fighting, said this would be a beautiful country to vacation, if it weren't for the war. Which is why it is so important to follow that most basic travel tip: know when to go. Right? Best times to visit Vietnam: spring, late fall. Times to avoid: 1954 to 1975. And speaking of international conflicts, anyone been watching the World Cup? Okay, that proves my point, which this year I think Americans are really getting into it, even though the US team is out. Today I saw a little kid with an Argentina jersey, and his name across the back, Goldstein, which I thought was great, because the World Cup has a very simple, inspiring message, which is keep pursuing that goal, despite the odds. Because if you are able to accomplish your goals, sir, then no one can take that away from you, except for the ref. Who doesn't have to explain why, and probably can't speak English anyway. So you're probably better off just trying to fake an entry in the penalty box and getting a free shot, because hey, a goal is a goal and you'll be a hero anyway. At least that's the message I hope little Diego Goldstein gets out of this. Let's see. I am originally from the Midwest. I almost said Mideast, maybe got a different reaction. So when New Yorkers find out I'm from Midwest, they always say the same thing, which is, oh, you don't seem like you're from the Midwest. And what they mean is, oh, where is that? But, I grew up in a comfortable suburban home, and then moved to New York City to live in a tiny, cramped apartment, work long hours to support myself, and dream of one day giving my children a better life. So basically a sad undoing of everything my immigrant forebears had already gone through for me, but and it was tough when I first got here. I remember I got my first jury duty summons, and it said failure to respond may result in a $1,000 fine or up to a month in jail. And I thought, that's sort of a no-brainer, right? Either I pay them or they put me up for a month. 3 meals a day inclusive, exercise yard on site. I can sublet my apartment and save on transportation costs because I'm not going anywhere. Plus, I get out of jury duty. But, in the city, there are ways to save money if you know where to look. Street vendors. I love street vendors, by which I mean those, hardy entrepreneurs who don't believe in needless overhead like a card table. So they put their wares directly on the street. I think you've seen these guys. They tend to be hard to get specialty items. Like, sure, you could probably buy that new pair of shoes at some fancy store. But what if you only want the left one? Why pay for the whole DVD player when all you need is the remote control? There's one guy I saw, actually, I guess he was having a sale. He had a sign that said, "All items must go." And I remember thinking, no, I'm pretty sure this is where they wound up. But, you know, you can get good deals. For $5, I got a bootleg DVD of the newest Twilight. Not the movie, the book. Some guy had just made a video of all of the pages. And, you know, unfortunately, he reads a little faster than I do, so I constantly have to pause and rewind. But for $5. Anyway, I'll leave you with one last thought, something to ponder. Why exactly do they sell luggage in airports? Because when I think last second pre-flight impulse buy, suitcase doesn't immediately come to mind. But I am willing to admit that I could be wrong about that. It could be some guy shows up 5 minutes before his flight, all of his possessions bundled in his arms, and that's when it hits him. I could really use something to put all of this stuff in, and that way I don't have to check each item individually. Thank you, you guys are fantastic.